We want to know the officers to whom Albert Ojwang was handed over. We want to know under whose instructions Albert Ojwang was taken for booking at Central Police Station. So we want all police officers who are involved in this matter in any way not to wait to be interdicted, but to, resign or action be taken.
Albert Ojwang did not kill himself. It is a mockery of justice to still have the person who had actually lodged the initial complaint on behavior of Albert to still be sitting as part of a team that is investigating the death of Albert.
Let Albert Ojwang be the last person to be tortured and killed in our police station.
We want to know the officers to whom Albert Ojwang was handed over for what we've been told was interrogation at the DCI in Mazingira, and the nature of interrogation they engaged in. We want to know under whose instructions Albert Ojwang was taken for booking at Central Police Station against all those nearby police stations to the DCI headquarters. We have Mutaiga, we have Parklands, we have several there. Why was Central Police Station, picked for purposes of his booking? The Central Police Station is surrounded by CCTVs and other facilities. We want the recordings of the entry of Albert Ojwang to Central Police Station made public, and all the CCTV recordings in terms of how he was handled there, how he moved from the point of his entry into that station to the exit. But most importantly, we are demanding, we know there was a decision spoken to by the IG yesterday to have interdicted all officers who were at Central Police Station and could have had a role or some role in the handling of Albert Ojwang in any way or knowledge. We don't want only those officers. We want all officers who are involved in any way, whether they are the officers who are arrested, whether they are the officers who are at Central Police Station, whether they are the officers who interrogated, because this interrogation apparently has now led to death, and your guess could be as good as mine. It is now confirmed by the report that the gentleman was tortured and was killed while in custody of the police. So we want all police officers who are involved in this matter in any way not to wait to be interdicted, but to, resign if possible, or action be taken by the National Police Service Commission, which is in charge of disciplinary control over the police, to direct their immediate, suspension from the service. And we are making this demand as members of the Security Committee in the National Assembly, so that these investigations can be thorough, so that these investigations can be impartial, unlimited, and unhindered, so these investigations can bring to book every police officer who is involved in this matter, which has jolted the nation in a very big way. And so we are demanding that that must happen. We also want to demand that this far we have reached has taken too long. We want to request the IG that soonest possible, we want everybody who was involved in this matter before the courts of law, so that the reforms we've been speaking about in relation to our police, which have been stagnating, can continue to the end. We cannot be a country whose constitution requires the police to always proceed while respecting the human rights of the people, making 2-3 steps backwards and making 50 backwards. And so that is the demand we are making, those 3 demands. And we are saying as members of the committee and members of parliament that we contemplate action in the directions we have demanded, not beyond by end of business tomorrow. If it goes beyond tomorrow, we'll now intervene in our respective capacities, and particularly in our oversight role, to enforce particular actions, which I would request the IG and the people in charge of the control of the police not to let us to go towards, because we want this thing concluded. This death has hurt the country in a very big way, and as members here, we do not only sympathize with the family of the late Albert Ojwang, but we condole them. It is easy to talk of justice, but it is very difficult to think of justice to parents who had one child who was taken from them and has ended up in death in this manner. It is very difficult to speak the word of justice to the young wife of Albert Ojwang, just as it is also impossible to explain to that infant Ojwang has left behind that the infant will never grow with a father, whom I don't think the child has even reached the level of recognition. In the meantime, let us also request the police that the Constitution is clear on how policing should be done. Please adhere to those values governing the security. Respect for human rights, having limits. We cannot have a situation where the police go overboard and then the independence of the police is taken to blame other officers. We must have a stop. And when we say there must be a stop and we must have a police acting in accordance with the Constitution, we don't say it for the sake of it. We want to see a change of attitude in the National Police Service. When you arrest a person, they have rights. It should not end so. We thank you very much.
Albert Ojwang did not kill himself, as was initially suggested. And for that matter, it is a mockery of justice to still have the person who had actually lodged the initial complaint on behavior of Albert to still be sitting as part of a team that is investigating the death of Albert. As a mother, and for all the women of this country, it is important that that officer steps aside or resigns to allow meaningful investigation to go on. That is the plea that the mothers of this country have.
I want to speak to the police of this country that they are Kenyans like any other person. They got an opportunity to be policemen. We have teachers, we have nurses, we have doctors like any other Kenyans serving other Kenyans. Let them not be misused. Let them refrain from doing things which they were not trained in their curriculum. Everybody who is a suspect has a right. There's nowhere in the Constitution where even somebody who was murdered is supposed to be murdered. They must go through trial so that they can be found guilty in the court of law. So I want to talk to the police of Kenya that Kenya need each and every one of us. We need a peaceful country. We need a country where people are given hope. We need a country where when you see a police officer, when you are in trouble, you see somebody who can help you. We don't want the image of police to continue to be distracted or be destroyed by few individuals in the police service. That's going to end up tarnishing name of each and every, because I believe not all police officers in Kenya killed Albert Ojwang. They are few. So it is high time, even IPOA, we want them to give a statement on their interim investigation, because they are the people who are being given public money to do oversight of police actions. So by now, we expect that they need to give us the interim report now that the post-mortem has confirmed that Albert did not kill himself. As a member of parliament and as a Kenyan, I want to say that it is quite unfortunate. We don't expect this one to continue because today it is Albert. We don't know who it will be after Albert. It can be me, it can be my son, my daughter, my neighbor, your daughter, even as a police officer. Nowadays, these young people, all of them own phones. If you're a police officer, you can get your own son, your own daughter doing the same. We need to give Kenyans hope because things are not good worldwide. We don't expect such a thing to continue. So our demand is that justice to be done to the family of Albert Ojwang. Then we stop it. Let Albert Ojwang be the last person to be tortured and killed in our police station. We don't invest money in the National Police Service so that they can bring to us such a results. But we are not condemning all police officers. We are very particular about these officers who participated in this killing of Albert Ojwang. Let them be brought to book, especially those who interrogated him, those who took him from his home, and we need to know, we need to be told the journey from where he was picked to where he was interrogated to Central Police Station. And we must be told why it was not Mutaiga Police Station. Why was it Central Police Station? What is so special about Central Police Station but not other nearby police station with the DCIO? Thank you.
I do agree. The most important thing, this particular incident should be investigated speedily. And we urge the IG and we urge the IPOA to give their interim report as soon as possible. And also, I want to urge that the culprits should be taken to court immediately. We know, of course, for sure, majority of the police officers may be innocent and they are doing their good job. But the culprits that are fond of this kind of things, they have not been trained to do torture. I know, I'm speaking that from the background, that I'm one of those who trained some of these officers some years back. They are trained to obey and ensure that they comply with the law, that they respect the human rights, that they carry out their duties in a way that brings confidence and trust from the public. So I think as far as we are concerned, the current police service is a service. It is not a force like prior to the Constitution 2010. It was a police force, but the public and the citizens of Kenya passed the Constitution with the emphasis on service delivery to the public. So I want to urge the police officers carry on their duties with the mind of service to the public so that we have that confidence from the citizen. And the few that happen to do some of these criminal acts, those criminal acts should be punished severely. And therefore, we want to urge speedy investigation and then the culprits be brought before the court. Thank you.